Hi, how are you?
I'm grouchy.
Okay, that seems reasonable. Anything in particular you're grouchy about?
A little bit of everything. I've been grouchy for like a month. It's fine.
That's true. No, no, no.
This just might be just who I am now.
Now?
Yeah.
Just
Well, okay.
just okay. I
Yeah.
just
True.
not judging, just
No,
stating fact. So,
no. I mean, that could be accurate. Maybe I've always just been grouchy. I just go through periods where it's like, oh, she's not grouchy for 3 months. That's great.
yeah, less grouchy for 3
Yes.
months. Yeah. No.
Seasonally not grouchy.
Seasonally not grouchy. My friends in high school, back when I was, what, I don't know, 15 years old, said I was curmudgeonly, and I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, let's go with that." So, it is no wonder, we're gonna go into Muppet talk. It's no wonder the Muppet that I identified most with over the years was Oscar the Grouch. So, it's
All
like,
right.
he's just my fucking people, man.
Lived in a garbage can.
Lives in a garbage can.
He was homeless.
The homeless. Well, he had a home, it just wasn't
I know.
it wasn't in one of the brownstones.
No, but he
No.
had a bunch of people who were really cool with him, and
Yeah,
he had a nice little worm that was his buddy, so, I mean, he was
yeah.
happy until
Yeah,
it got gentrified for HBO.
did they upgrade him to a dumpster?
No, no, but you should see how clean that alleyway is now.
It's like Times Square. Times Square was charming with its
Yeah.
sex workers and drug deals and rated X houses. It was charming, it was lovely. It was horrible to drive through because it was scary as fuck, but
Well, who
it's still
drives in
charming.
Manhattan?
Well,
You know.
people who don't live in Manhattan who are trying to go somewhere.
Oh, the bridge and tunnel people.
The bridge and tunnel people.
Yes,
Yeah,
we do not like the bridge and tunnel people
yeah,
because they are bridge and tunnel people.
we didn't really like anybody from the boroughs, so it's
Oh, no, the boroughs are fine. I mean, you can come
uh,
from Brooklyn and Queens and the Bronx. We don't claim Staten Island, and we don't really
yeah.
want to claim Jersey,
Well, no one wants to claim Jersey. Not
except
Jersey.
Jersey.
Jersey doesn't wanna claim Jersey.
Sometimes they claim themselves. I used to call Jersey the armpit of New York.
I call Florida America's dangle, so,
Remember the Bugs Bunny cartoon where he saws it off and lets it float away? We should do
you
that.
know, uh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
Tuesday, June 30th was a big day in the Supreme Court for good and bad. Two very opposite rulings came down today.
I would argue all bad, just less bad and really bad. Birthright citizenship, which is just bonkers, clear cut constitutional, came down to essentially a 5-4.
6-3.
6-3, but Kavanaugh had a little missive that he put in there saying that Congress can somehow re-legislate and maybe later on get rid of some people.
Yeah,
So,
but that's different than what this was actually upholding, I mean,
you
that was
know,
his
but
little, like, eh.
yeah, it's still a 5-4. It still passed or remained.
Well, it struck down the executive order, which was what we needed it to do.
Exactly, exactly. But
I mean, I
but
think it's actually good because if it hadn't passed, that means that we were going back to the modality of looking at the Constitution through the lens of originalism as it was actually written, which is what Thomas's dissent was that this was written for Black people.
yeah, only
And,
for slaves, no one else.
yeah, but
Yeah,
I mean, Thomas runs around yelling that the Constitution should be colorblind, and then with this one, he's like, "Except here." And Justice Jackson's part of it, which I really like, she was like, "You can't be running around saying one thing and now doing another. You don't get to assert this. That's not how this shit works." And then
Jackson's badass, yeah.
yeah, and she went after the whole thing about the Reconstruction Congress that went through that was never intended for the amendment to be repurposed for modern political shit like this. And she told him basically to go pound sand. And she said that the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments together are supposed to work to prevent shit like this.
Yeah,
And that they are designed as a universalist reset. and you can't pick and choose, which I thought was great because it finally solidified things that, like, you know, if you've taken con law, which I took a lot of, and you've read 10,000 pages of the con law textbook, because that's what they do in law school. They hurt you. They hurt you real bad. Then you start to look at this through different lenses. And if you had a good professor like I did, you start to have a poli sci lens aside from just like, what's the law
Yeah.
say? And what does
Yeah,
the law mean?
exactly.
And a lot of law school is really just a history class.
Yeah.
You know, you learn how these amendments came about. You learn the history of like, we need a law that does this. You know, you can't tie your camel to a fucking light post. Well, why? What happened? And then you find out camels are running amok. Whatever. Anyway.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, there's like 6 ways to interpret the Constitution. And in theory, we should always be looking at it through the ethos, the sign of the times. But you have textualism, which is word for word, originalism, which is what was the original intent and all this other shit. And all of a sudden, Thomas and Alito are like, oh, let's go back to the way it was written. But you know what? They're not smart the way Scalia was smart. Scalia actually was very persuasive. Thomas and Alito are just jackasses.
Yeah, their arguments are dumb as fuck. I'd argue that Kavanaugh's are as well, but textualism and originalism on the face of it, and this is where I disagree about Scalia being smart. It's a living, breathing document. There's no such thing as textualism or originalism. Otherwise, that would mean none of the amendments should exist, period. On the face of it, you can't say it only means what it originally means, because if you accept any of the amendments, you've already disproven your argument.
So we should just
Fuck
have the
you, Scalia.
so we should just have the Bill of Rights, the 10.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, these things were all written before these people were alive, so I think they base it on, like, is that person dead? Then we'll keep it.
No. Oh. I'm looking forward to reading some obituaries, but not for a couple of years.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, this, though, brings up the fact that if we had voted somebody else in years ago, the people who are chosen to be on the Supreme Court might be different. And this
Oh,
is
yeah.
something when people run around going, "Oh, well, you know, maybe," and you'll know what this is about. Maybe we just needed to have some hard truths and shit needed to hit the fan for people to wake up and really realize that stuff is bad. And it's like, no,
Yeah.
no. People have died in detention. People are being blown up in other countries because of us.
Yep.
People here are being evicted and dying of extreme weather because of
Yep.
us. People are afraid to go to work.
Yep.
People are walking around with their passport in their pocket every day and have
Yep.
emergency plans. Some people cannot go to an airport and fly. There's a lot of privileges.
An estimated 200, possibly 300,000 people already have died from malnutrition, AIDS, and other preventable diseases
Right.
because of USAID being just dismantled within the first few months of this administration.
And how many pregnant women will have to potentially die in childbirth
No,
or will not be allowed to get an abortion? We've already had at least 2. So what's the lesson? Oh, we gotta lose a few to gain a lot?
yeah, you're full of shit if you believe that. You're just a dumbass. Oh,
But also, your
we should
privilege has prevented you from being in the line of fucking fire.
yeah,
Let's be honest, you know?
yeah,
Like, this
exactly.
person.
If the people I've heard argue strongest for it are people who basically aren't going to be directly affected by any of it.
No, it's like the
And
first time he was elected, and somebody was like, "Well, you know, we're gonna get really good punk music, and we're gonna get some really awesome poetry out of this." And I was like, "Oh, go fuck yourself."
yeah, that's my argument has always been if you're looking to burn shit down, you're gonna have a bunch of burnt down shit. That's it. That is the result of burning shit down. You want transformative change? Fucking work for it.
Yeah. No, don't just read the news and go, "Oh my god, that is so terrible. Anyway, I'm gonna go watch Love Island now." No, go fuck yourself. Fuck you and fuck yourself.
It's an argument I've been making forever, and I woke up in a good mood this morning. I had a really nice weekend, 2 weekends in a row, and then, opened up my Bookface app and saw Dahlia Lithwick starting to post about the final decisions coming in, and I'm like, "Oh, fuck." Turned on MSNBC. Fuck you, it's MSNBC, it's never gonna be MS now. and was like, "No limits on campaign spending and
Nope.
collusion."
Yep.
Fucking great.
Yep.
Oh, states can say that, trans people aren't trans people and they don't get to compete. Oh, and just on and on and on. And birthright citizenship, if it had been there's no way it should not have been an 8 to 1, and we
Mm.
all know the one was gonna be Thomas, right?
Oh, of course.
But, even Kavanaugh's waffle on it was egregious, and this means when they take up I was just listening to Dahlia Lithwick and Mark Joseph Stern on Amicus talking about how next year that even though they lost, it's going to encourage them, and next year we're probably gonna see automatic weapons come in front of the Supreme
Oh,
Court.
yeah, no, they're supposed to review whether or not that ban on AR-15s,
Mhm.
holds muster, and some of it's gonna be a Second Amendment thing, some of it's also just gonna be some other sort of body autonomy bullshit.
Yeah. Their decision on the case in Hawaii said that if you come on someone's private property, you're not allowed to bring your gun on your person unless you're given permission. And the Supreme Court struck that down, saying that, "Oh, that was never," and this was an originalist argument that you weren't allowed to do that. That it's originalism, except for it was argued. I think Alito argued that, "Oh, well, they meant that you're not allowed to come on someone's property to poach animals. It had nothing to do
No,
with the actual gun." I'm like,
no.
bad, all, all bad, mostly all bad.
Alright, let's talk about the Trailblazers.
Oh, fuck. I do like, the threads being pulled on the Moda Center, contract
Okay,
about
I have a problem with that.
you know,
Why didn't anyone fucking read it, like, months ago?
I don't fucking know.
Why
Why
are we just
doesn't
discovering
anybody
it now?
That's a great fucking question.
Where y'all been?
I'm sipping my tea while you're talking.
I know, I'm just saying, like, I didn't know I don't read the contract, and guess what? I don't get paid to, I don't have to, but where the fuck y'all been? This has been sitting around, not allowed to move until 2030, and if you do, you have to give back money. Who
And they
found
were
that?
supposed to keep it in first class condition, not whoever
Exactly.
buys it back in first class condition, so
So and it wasn't the counselors, I don't think, who discovered this contract or read this stuff and said, "Hey."
no, someone, a policy analyst did, if memory serves. Also, there was a article, was it Alex Zielinski wrote 5 years ago about the contract that got dug up? Thank you, Alex. Was it the Willamette Week that wrote what's his face was showed up to his fundraiser wearing sweatpants?
Oh,
I thought
I don't know if it was Willamette, but I mean, everyone saw it. They saw it
okay,
from the photos and stuff and the
I thought
clips.
I thought that was an important point to make.
Oh, he showed up. I watched his clip. He seemed uninterested. He seemed
Yeah,
fucking bored. He
he
talked
doesn't
monotone.
yeah.
He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't
There's no
care.
fucks whatsoever.
No.
Yeah.
No, he said that, we should all pay for it, not him. He's
Yeah.
not giving a penny, that it's expensive to have a team in Portland, so he's put in
Well,
enough.
he said something to the effect of like, "Well, I don't have the money to pay all $9 billion." Like, nobody's asking to pay all $9 billion.
Mhm. He said the
Fuck.
taxes are too high for a businessman of his caliber, so, I mean,
Yeah, why are you in Portland then, motherfucker?
mhm.
Go
On a
back to Texas where now Bible study is required in, public school.
I thought you were about to say Bible study is required for basketball.
I'd be down with that. Coaches have to do Bible study 5 hours a week.
That would be kinda funny.
That would be. No, that was 2 days ago, 3 days ago, the Texas legislature said that, Bible study is now required in all public schools.
June 25th, so it would have been 5 days ago.
It's just I'm like, these guys must, like, rage masturbate to all of these articles.
Mhm.
Just kinda like every time AOC says something or Mandami has a win, they rage masturbate, and then when they get a win like this, they just run around and no offense, I'm not at all dissing masturbators or peggers, but they run around pegging each other.
What's the payoff?
That's how they celebrate.
Great.
You're welcome, Portland, for that image.
Yeah, no, gross. Something well, it's not funny, but it's also kind of funny, and it made me think of Caddyshack. Did you hear about the golfer who got struck by lightning?
No.
He's fine. I mean, as
Okay.
fine as, one could be. I don't know if he picks up TV stations now, but he got hit by lightning. He lived, let's put it that way. And
Okay.
the first thing I thought about was the scene in Caddyshack,
Yeah, yeah, the archbishop or whatever.
getting struck. Yeah.
Yeah, getting
It's
struck
like,
here.
what the hell? It really it's like, okay, so shit
What I
really does
loved
happen.
about it is that he kept, like, asking God to, like, let him finish his rounds, and it just kept raining harder and harder. It's just it reminds me of Dogma and how things play out in Dogma, right? It's like the more you ask God for the things that you shouldn't be getting, the more angry God's gonna get at you.
So apparently the person who found the contract, or at least reported on it, was Bill Aram from the Oregonian. This might not be right either because Google has been really bad at shit lately.
Oh, speaking of reports, not about Google. Friday, the report on Portland police staffing and response times and the rest was released that
Oh, right,
council and Counselor Smith had requested. And there was some interesting nuggets in that they're responding to 30% less calls than they had previously, but their
right,
time to response has doubled.
right.
That, we already all know that their staffing levels have remained largely the same year to year, a little over 800 to 880,
How many do
smart.
they want?
Well, they have here they want $37 million from PSEF
Right.
to hire more officers, but they still have 100 open positions currently that is funded
S
that they haven't
so
been able to hire for.
so do they want like 1,000 officers total?
I think it was more like 1,200. I think they wanted another 400 officers.
So would all 1,200 of these officers be the ones who are out and about, or a bunch of them gonna be sitting behind a desk saying, "Duh"? Exactly.
Um,
I need to correct the record. So the contract clause that was found was actually found by Rip City, not Rip Off, from, the Brooklyn Tech
okay.
bro. He
Okay. Right on.
nice job.
Nice job, Brooklyn Tech Bros. No, the other interesting thing is that they did call out that, Portland police are spending a lot of time inefficiently.
No shit.
Maybe figure out how to make the job more efficient and easier to do the correct reporting and bring back the PS3s, have better mental health support for the officers that are going to some of the highest acuity calls.
You mean
And
so when there's a car accident and I flag down a police car and I say, "Hey, there's an accident," and the police officer says to me, "You have to call 911," and doesn't stop and drives off, is that a waste of their time?
how long did it take them to tell you to call 911?
He rolled
No,
down his window. 20 minutes and then he left. No. I
no,
mean,
I mean, I wanna be fair about the criticisms because,
but do they know that they're allowed to actually respond without having 911 dispatch them?
I would hope so, I would think
Well,
so.
that that one didn't I am yeah, I'm trying to not that one didn't seem to, or didn't want to,
Okay.
or didn't want to.
Probably didn't want to. I kinda feel like the incident commander for any incident, and I could be wrong about this, it might just be public order incidents, but whoever's the highest ranking officer at a scene during an event of some sort has the decision-making power. So if
Right.
it's one officer and somebody says, "Officer, I need your help," I think that means they're allowed to make a in-call decision of, "I can stop and help you," or, "I'm on my way to a level 2, level 1 scenario, "I'm sorry, I can't help you." That could be a legitimate response, but that being said, the question is, who's available to respond to what, when, and where? They did say that since Portland police officers have to travel much greater distances to outer regions because they closed down precincts as a cost savings measure, that increase response times for higher acuity calls. Lower acuity calls might sit out there forever.
Well,
And
where
with
are most of the
PS3s
calls
being
coming
cut,
from? Because maybe we should concentrate more of the cars at that precinct to start from a point. So if it's
well, they
East
do,
Portland,
but there's only
right,
3 precincts. So,
right. But I mean, I'm saying like maybe just kind of have them move reallocate some of this stuff, or I don't know. Maybe they should just have a. I mean, they park in church parking lots as it is now. Can't they just
no,
continue doing that and dispatch from there? Because it seems like that's what they do. You'll see 2 or 3 cop cars in North Portland in a parking lot chilling. What are they? Are they waiting to get dispatched? Are they on break? Are they catching Pokemon? What are they up to?
I like the idea of catching Pokemon.
Well, a cop did get in trouble for doing that.
No, I did not know
Oh
that.
yeah, years ago.
You're in Portland?
Yeah, yeah, no,
Oh, okay.
but I have seen cops sleeping.
Well, cops have to sleep too, Kat. I mean, let's be
I
reasonable.
wish I got paid to sleep. I wish I got
Oh,
paid.
on the job. Okay, that's different.
And then I do have footage of the cops who would used to follow me home from LA Fitness, rolling at 5 miles an hour down Weidler, holding up traffic, and then would turn onto my street. And one of them one time yelled, "Hi, cat." And I was like, "You're a dick. Nobody likes you." And then I was like, "I'm going to tell the judge." And I wrote a little thingy and went to the judge. And the judge was like, "This is not okay."
Good, good. Thank you, Judge whomever, right?
I had 7 incidences of cops following me around. And it's like, I am the last person. Like, why don't you, is there
Why
a
are
kid?
you so dangerous? I
I
don't
don't know. Oh,
understand.
because apparently I run all the Antifa orgs in the city, or I used to. I think I'm retired
Why
now.
don't I get invited to any of the meetings? Now I'm
I
upset.
don't know. I'm not important anymore. I've been discarded.
Don't ask for things you don't want.
I know.
Um,
I'm just not important. Nobody thinks I'm fucking important anymore in this city. It's sad.
so 2 2 other things to noodle on. Sunstone Way went out of
Yeah.
business today.
Yes,
Uh,
but they're under a criminal investigation because of all the bullshit,
the Multnomah County Sheriff's Department just opened up a new investigation on them, I read earlier.
as they should.
Um, I learned that
Get
the
them.
NATO, village that they were managing, did not shut down. It was taken over by transition projects.
Yes.
So that's a win, for all intents and purposes. TPI has its issues, but
Mm,
it's not Sunstone Way.
I know. I know.
Um,
No, TPI's major issue is they capitulate.
you know,
And they don't pay their people enough, but that's a lot of the nonprofits in this town.
most nonprofits don't. Yeah,
Yes,
that's a big problem.
yes.
But
But, their exec and admin get paid nice, as it just goes.
I'm doing something wrong with my nonprofit. I don't get any money. I get nothing.
It's a nonprofit of one.
It's a nonprofit of one, and it's literally makes no profit. So
Right.
it's a it's not a nonprofit. It's a zero profit. I don't
Y
know,
y
a
your
zero.
your your quarterly board meetings must be, like, really short. Like, "How'd
They
it go?"
pretty much are because it's basically me and the 2 other people, and it's like, "How's it going?" Like, "We're not really doing anything right now." "Okay, cool. Talk to you later."
Like,
That's about to change though. I do have some beta software to I'll be actually wanting to talk about on the podcast in the near future
are you
because
gonna dig
we'll
into the Google API?
no, well,
Okay.
Fire-based background, but, I'm leveraging some local LLMs and Cloud Code to help build out complex platforms.
Alright, well, trademark that shit.
Yep, already registered. What else?
What else? People riding motorcycles keep somehow getting into accidents, some because of their shit, and some is because of drivers who aren't looking for you, and some are because drivers would really just like to run you over. Can we stop that? Because
I think that's fair to stop that. Yeah.
If you're a drunk motorcyclist, fucking get your shit together.
No.
That's what I'm gonna say. You're irresponsible. You shouldn't be driving drunk on a motorcycle, a
No.
scooter, or a car. Like, you're the
Agreed.
asshole.
Agreed.
If you are in a car and for some reason you hate motorcycles, do you really think trying to run us over is going to solve this?
Oh, I drive an EV. I have people who roll coal in front of me because somehow that owns the libs, I guess. And then as soon as I get up to them, I try to jockey myself to get up at a red light so that we're neck and neck. And by the time it turns green, they're in my rear view mirror
Mhm.
because I have instant torque and they're getting 4 miles per gallon on their fucking rolling coal 10,000-pound truck. So,
Yeah, no, I mean, the electric cars and even just newer cars have more horsepower than those pickup trucks anyway, so
no, so fuck them.
but yeah, I mean, can we I don't know, something? Traffic control? I don't know. I
I'll
did ride my motorcycle on Sunday for a bunch of hours, which was a lot of fun. We took the
yeah,
long way out to Boring, Oregon, got some coffee, hung out there for a little while, and then took the long way back, which was really nice. So it was over 100 miles.
yeah, the
Uh,
long way to boring is kinda boring.
but it's good twisty roads.
No, it's actually lovely. I love driving out that way, so
Yeah. So that was really fun, and it was nice
cool.
to break in a new motorcycle and check, like, how does the wind hit it? Because it's lighter than the one I had.
Oh,
Doesn't have a
okay.
windshield, so I was afraid I was gonna get, like, blown around.
Oh, wow, you're a real badass now. Bugs in
S
your teeth kinda shit.
kind of, so it's like bugs on the helmet, that was for sure.
Okay.
Definitely, I had to come home and clean that off. And, it's like when you're doing 50, 60-ish, um,
Ish.
ish, and the wind's coming at you, you just start learning how to lean down real far and just be like, "Okay."
Yeah.
But it was a hell of a lot of fun. However, once I got back into town and got on 205 to 84, it was like, "Oh, yeah, you don't see me at all.
No,
At all.
no, 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 no.
No.
Uh,
Nor do you care."
well, I'm glad you had a fun mini road trip over the weekend. I went down to Ashland for the Peace Village Festival, which
And what was that like?
it was lovely and weird, and my friend that I went down with, we were at a sing-along thing, and we kinda turned to each other at the same time, and we're like, "We should go, we're not high enough for this."
Oh. Was it like a hippie-ish thing?
Oh, totally. It was totally a hippie, heart-centered music, and some of it was lovely and wonderful, some of it was mind-blowingly incredible, and some of it was like, "Shut up already."
Was it like
Not shut up already. Some of it I was not grooving on. It's
was it like
okay. It's
people
alright.
in tunics and patchwork clothes and tambourines?
Not a lot of tambourines, some homemade clothes, some medieval wear, a bunch of feral children running around, that kind of thing. Lots of patchouli, definitely not a lot of modern deodorants. Most of it was pretty fucking awesome. I really enjoyed the late night DJ Yoga's ecstatic. It was like walking into a fucking rave. I was like, "Wait, that's what ecstatic dance is? I can do that." Like, it was
Yeah,
like,
apparently that's a lot of fun.
that was a blast. That was
Yeah.
so much fun. And the band that I really wanted to see, we both wanted to see was Yaima. Yaima. I spell it out in my head when I say it. And she was electric. There's just no way to describe the experience, but it was a drive down to Ashland, which was interesting,
Mhm.
and, there were a lot of modern hippies, which was interesting, and there was a consensus that for a lot of the happenings going on, we are just not properly drugged for this.
Mhm.
It was a great weekend. It's a nice road trip. It was fun.
It's kinda that it kinda reminds me of when I went to go see Fish and I realized, like, "Oh, I don't smoke pot, but I see why everyone does for this." I was like, "I'm too sober for this concert."
Years ago, I went to see the XX with a girlfriend of mine play at, the Joint at the Hard Rock in Las Vegas. I like the XX. They're kinda laconic and, got some EDM-esque. I like dance music. Anyway, the crowd was going wild at weird intervals, and we're like, "It's the same song, what's going on?" And finally, Jan leans over and goes, "The light patterns are changing." And that was another moment of like, "Oh, I'm definitely not high enough to enjoy this the way everybody else is." So,
Mhm. There's definitely some concerts I've been to, and I'm like, "Oh, you're supposed to be high at this."
yeah, you fucking need to be.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, why so the Fish concert I went to, it was indoor, which was probably a mistake for the venue. So
Yeah.
I don't do drugs, so I ended up passing out because of the contact high.
Oh,
And
geez.
I went to go sit down, and I was like, "Man, I'm getting dizzy." I'm getting dizzy,
Oh,
I don't feel
geez.
good, everything feels lightheaded, and then, like, I fell asleep. I fell asleep to the beginning of the song bouncing around the room. I woke up about 17 minutes later to the song bouncing around the room. They had decided I mean, Fish does this, they just jam and jam and jam, so it's just like,
It's what
"No."
it's what the Dead does. It's one long continuous song.
Yeah, and I was
Uh,
like, "You know what? I like Fish, they're talented, I
you know,
appreciate their lyrics, they're kinda quirky, some of their songs are really fucking brilliantly written, some of the
right.
guitar solos, no doubt, these people are talented. Cannot stand the jam. Like, give me
Yeah.
a 5-minute song and move on."
In college,
Lauren's gonna scream at me about this shit, but, I'm sorry, I can't do fucking jug bands, can't do jam bands, so tired of G-Love and Special Sauce. I liked Rusted Root when I was 21, I don't like Rusted Root at 49.
yeah, yeah, no, uh, G Love special sauce wears thin on me now too.
Mhm. And
Um,
and, you know, I would like to buy the world a bar of soap.
Please, it's not a lot to ask. If you have access to modern day facilities,
But you know they do.
use them. Use them.
You know they do. If
Of
they can
course they
afford to
do.
do this bullshit and drive up in their fucking Subarus,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, 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 absolutely. Your $80,000 Mercedes Sprinter. No, I used to drive friends around in college in my '72 Campmobile that barely got up hills, but it's like, "We need a ride to the Dead show in Pittsburgh, man." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take you for gas money and food." And
Mhm.
then, of course, when I got to the parking lot, I barter shit for weed, but I never went into the venues. The reason I never went into the venues is because my friend Tommy, during the drive, would be popping cassette tapes of bootlegs the entire time, and he would try to convince me during space jams that you can tell when Jerry is smiling.
No,
And I'm like, "No." He's like,
no,
"No, right there, right there. You could tell right there." And I'm like, "He's not singing. You cannot tell he's smiling."
no.
And that alone turned me off from going into a Grateful Dead venue, so
I don't hate the Grateful Dead, but
I don't hate them
I
either.
am not one of those people either.
I
And
I
yet
I I like a couple of their recorded songs. I don't ever wanna hear a scratchy bootleg ever again.
no, I think this
Ever.
is just one of the things about me and maybe about you too, where it's like I like a lot of things. I will definitely nerd out about certain aspects of it, dig deep sometimes, but then there's a point where I stop. Like I think there's a part of me that doesn't ever want to be labeled anything. Like I don't want to be labeled a deadhead. I don't want to be labeled a video
Yeah,
game nerd. I don't want to be labeled only sci-fi. I don't want to be labeled
yeah,
only politics or a lawyer. It's like, yes,
yeah.
these are things I
I
have
I
interest
I
in.
am multitudes of a human being.
Right. So it's like, yeah, I know the Grateful Dead. I know enough of their shit. I could carry a conversation. I know enough about Star Trek to a degree. You know a lot more. I know more about Star Wars and
No,
DC Comics than probably Marvel. Most of my Marvel knowledge comes from the movies. I know a lot about music, but all different genres. My favorite
yeah.
genre being the 90s females who were coming up in the alternative scene. That's my
My name is
decade right
Luca.
there.
Yeah,
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 that's my fucking decade, and it's like I can talk hours about that, but I can also talk about who they influence now,
yeah,
why they're making a revival, why Brandy Carlisle feels like such a repeat of a lot of things, like, if you don't know your past, you're gonna think she's new and out of nowhere, but it's like, nope, her inspiration comes from Joni Mitchell, it comes from Joan Baez, it comes from the Indigo Girls, it comes from Sarah
no,
McLachlan, it comes from Sheryl Crow. It's everyone,
yeah,
and, like, you can look at Fletcher and see these connections, but At the same time, I don't ever wanna just get pigeonholed. I think there's a part of me that kinda resists that. So it's like, even
Yeah,
if I love the people I ride motorcycles with, I don't wanna just be labeled that either.
don't just wanna be a biker chick. No, no, I get
No, and I think
That's
this
the
is
same
my
with my
problem.
politics.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's a problem. I think it
It means, though, I never belong to any circle.
yeah. I was just talking about this over the weekend that I always had friends here and friends here and friends here and friends here, which
Yeah.
meant I had my own circle and it was group of people that I curated because I love them and what they bring to the table and the experiences we have, but I'm not in that group. I'm not in this group. It's why
Yeah,
I
and I
don't go into
kinda like
politics. It's
that.
why I don't do ideology. It's why I don't wanna be in the agrarian anarchist collective of that,
Yeah, and it's
so,
like we all have a human desire to belong and connect and belong sometimes to someone, if you're lucky, but
uh
it's like, connect at what cost?
yeah, well, or not even a cost, but to be, again, multitudes, to be somebody who is well-rounded, and I'm pretty well-rounded, I need to lose some weight, but, to be well-rounded and thoughtful and engaged and not just I this reminds me of something I heard earlier today that, Tulsi Gabbard, apparently the entire time prior to being in her role as director of, national intelligence, has been consulting with her cult guru.
She has a cult guru?
She has a cult guru in Hawaii, and apparently that has been driving her direction for the last several years, including in the role of DNI, and I'm
How
like,
does one become a cult guru?
I don't know, but I'm thinking about it as a career move.
Well, does it make good money
Apparently it does,
that you
and
can go and live in Hawaii?
you can live wherever you want. They give you lots of money, they give you lots of autonomy. You get to kinda
Do you have to form a corporation?
probably a religious enclave.
So then it would be it would be
Yeah, oh, yeah, tax-free,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, no, no, no. I mean, I'm an ordained minister from the Universal Life Church.
Oh, so am I. I don't know, those
I'm halfway there.
don't those things expire?
No.
Alright, I have no idea where my
Y
shit went from
you
that.
don't have to renew. I have the first one I did in 1994 hanging on my refrigerator. Right Reverend Rex was the name I was going by,
I
so
think I did mine in 2000.
and then I just did again a few years ago to marry friends of mine. They'd been together for over, I think, 10 years. They got married, and a year later split up, and I'm like, "Maybe I'm not gonna marry anyone else." I don't
Well, my advice, and I've heard this from several other divorce lawyers, is that before you get married, you should talk to a divorce lawyer. Just put everything on the table.
That's some good self-promotion, Kat.
No, I mean, you don't even have to come see me.
I just woke my
I
cat up.
saw him. You don't even have to come talk to me, but it's like, let's get that shit on the table. What's your debts? What's your assets? How do you manage money? What do you think you're going to do if you get divorced? Have you thought about prenups? What's your retirement look like?
No.
Let's check. Let's check your credit card. Let's check your credit score. Like,
By the way,
you know,
friends
love and
who
patchouli ain't going to fucking do it.
people who are listening, Kat has helped out friends of mine and has
Oh, right.
glowing reviews, so if you do need, help with divorce, family law, stuff like that, please reach out to her. How do we get a hold of you, Kat?
Oh, just, ask a cop. Apparently, no.
Just follow her home from the gym.
Follow me
She
home from
likes
LA Fitness.
she likes that shit. Yeah, no,
No, I have a website. It's kmahoneylaw.com. Or you can even just bug me through this and then somehow eventually Kip or I will see it.
make it happen.
Oh, no, I mean, my thing is it's like, hey, you want transparency, accountability. You want to know really who is this person? Because
Yeah,
yes, we have shared activities. Yes, we have really good conversations. Yes, maybe we have good conflict resolution skills and we support each other. But then it's like, well, what do you do if something goes sideways financially? How do you
yeah,
handle that? And then if you find out that somebody doesn't,
yeah.
it might be like, okay, maybe we shouldn't get married,
No, 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 no. That's not a bad idea. Next time I
because
get to a 3rd date, I'm gonna invite you along and say, "Can you, help us navigate this?" and just look at the face of my 3rd date going, "He's nuts. How do I get out of this?"
Yeah, and
Anyway,
I'll be like, "Well, just say, 'Hey, you're nuts, bye.'" Just be honest. Be honest, be open, just say it instead of doing the passive or the fade or the, "Let me wait, 27 hours before I get back to you," or whatever the fuck people the ghost was it ghosting? People ghost?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great time when people ghost. It's like, "Thanks.
yeah.
You wanna trigger my abandonment issues? Cool.
Oh
You
god.
you want me to sue you for intentional infliction of emotional distress? Cool."
Yeah,
No.
don't fuck with a lawyer. They've been through some shit apparently. Alright, anything else for good of the cause?
Um, no, no. July 4th is coming.
Oh, fuck.
I have to drug my cats.
Walden will spend the entire time in the bathroom vanity terrified, and I
Yeah,
was sitting on the floor with him petting him through
yep.
the door.
My guys are usually okay, but if there's ones that are too close to the apartment or they don't care about, like, the ones that sound like bottle rockets, they care about the ones that sound like the M80
The
kabooms.
big booms, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and if there's too
the
many
mortar
of them,
sounding shit, yeah.
yeah. If there's too many, they freak out. If there's 1 or 2, they jump and then they're fine. But my vet recommended I just drug them, so I'm just gonna do it.
I can't get him to do drugs.
You won't take a pill?
I've never seen a cat spit. I literally put, like, droppers of gabapentin in his mouth, and he went and I'm like, "I didn't know cats could spit." He
So no
spit.
liquid, no pill, he can't get anything in him?
Not treat motivated, not food motivated. So, like, I could put it on his food and hope he eats it at some
No,
point.
he won't eat it. He'll
No,
just look no,
no,
he would rather
he'll look
starve
at
for
it
a day.
and he'll yell at me for fresh food.
Right.
He's too smart. He is a scientist kitty. When he knocks shit off, he looks to see the reaction. He's not just knocking it off for the purpose of it, or if I open up a door that he hadn't noticed before, he'll walk over and he'll be, like, pawing at it to try to figure out how the mechanisms work.
Well, that'll be a fun July 4th, the 2 of you just hanging out in the bathroom.
That's what we do. I don't do anything else.
It
So,
wasn't too bad last year by me with the fireworks. I don't know what it was like by
it's
you.
not good out here in St. John's.
I do remember when I lived out there, you could hear the ones from Vancouver. That was the problem for me.
Oh, I don't know about that, but, I can't remember the name of the park down the street here. People go set shit off. I want to one of these years when I have an excess of money, which means never, to buy one of those trucks that hoses down the tar behind the tar laying trucks when you're paving a road
Yeah.
and just, have somebody drive it, and I'm gonna sit on top of it with the hose and just look for people lighting off fireworks and just hose them down. That's my life goal.
Okay. You might get arrested.
That's okay.
Okay.
I'll
Alright.
hose down the cops.
The fire truck that was bought that gets used for protests, do you think it
Oh,
still has
yeah.
the whole water containers on the
That's a
inside?
great question. I know where they park it. I'm gonna go ask them. I don't wanna kill anybody by hosing them down. That's why I want one of those sprinkler trucks
Oh,
with
you
a
want that one
hose
instead?
and
Okay,
not the
cool.
high powered like, I don't wanna shoot somebody down the street with the hose. I mean, I
Like
do, but I won't.
like in UHF? Time to drink from the hose.
I don't recall.
You never saw the Weird Al movie, UHF?
I feel like I did, but I don't recall anything about
On the
it.
variety show, and it was what's his face who played Kramer, he was like, "Time to drink from the fire hose," and, like, the kids just f fucking shot across the studio.
Alright, I guess I know what I'm doing tonight, so,
If you can find it on streaming, yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it's
I'll
just
give
one of
it a
those things, like, where it's like you have to be either a certain age or a certain amount of cracked to like it.
gotta be high enough.
I don't know if you need to be high for Weird Al. Maybe
It
I
probably
don't know.
helps.
Yeah, it Can't hurt, that's for sure. Alright. Anyway, well, that was a fun one.
Slightly less grim than the last one, so
Yeah, maybe, we'll find out. We'll see.
alright,
We'll see how I edit it out, so
sounds good.
alright, I'll
Thanks,
talk to you
Kat.
later.
Have a good night, man.
Progress
Bye.
Portland is also on Facebook and Instagram, and we have event listings and updates on our website, progressportland.org. There's a content form on our website if you'd like to help out or have questions or comments. Our theme music is by the Portland band Help Me